food truck.
Right in that little bit.
Wonderful. We're getting them in position. Gene, are we okay? Okay, may I have your attention, please? What a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful sight. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning to you. And what a beautiful morning it is. We couldn't have had a better morning. Welcome to an event to fill us all with pride and hope and gratitude. It's called the Group Hug for the Homestead. I am Clay Eels. I am Executive Director of the Southwest Seattle Historical Society. And just like last year, at our totem unveiling 1 block south at our Log House Museum, I speak for our board, our staff, and our volunteers and our donors in saying that we are thrilled to see all of you here today for this once-in-a-lifetime occasion to celebrate the beginning of restoration of the 111-year-old Alki homestead. Do you know there are nearly 1,000 students here today? Who here is from Alki Elementary School? Let's make some more noise. And who here is from Schmitz Park Elementary School? I think I can hear you. Now, when we all are in the presence of children, it is important to remember the words of our late founder, Elliott Cowden. 20 years ago, he proposed a resolution to our board, and it was passed unanimously, and it states clearly that the interests and needs of young people are our highest priority at the Southwest Seattle Historical Society, and how wonderful it would have been if he could have been here today to see all of you. Now, this will be a quick program today. I want to run through what you're going to experience. First, we will give thanks to the people who are making today possible, and then we will hear from a principal from each of your schools, and then we will meet the man who is responsible for restoring this unique treasure from 1904. Then we will hear from 2 of our longest serving public office holders, and then finally, we will all turn around and pose for a giant group photo, all of us, every single one of us in the same photo with the Alki Homestead building, a group hug. So let's get started. Now, in true native culture, in fact, in all cultures, we know that it takes a village to get something done. And so let us thank just a few of the people in our village who are making this preservation project possible. First, members of our Board of Trustees who have worked so hard behind the scenes to help bring us to this day. Now, please hold your applause until you hear all of their names. Marcy Johnson, Tia Hallberg, Ron Arendt, Peter Nelson, Bonnie Gromlich, Dorothy Hendricks, Carrie Korsgaard, Inez Lindsay, Tasha Miller, and Nancy Sorensen. Let's give them all a hand. And I know somewhere over in the far reaches of the parking lot we have our brand new museum manager, Lissa Kramer. Let's give her a hand. And we also have the city department, without whom we would not be here today. The city department that makes sure that precious places all over the city are preserved, including our Log House Museum and this building, the Alki Homestead, the Seattle Landmarks Preservation Board and its staff. Let's give them a round of applause that they can hear all the way downtown. down, we have those who are contributing directly to this very event. For our sound system, we have Glenn Cannon of West Seattle's Live Oak Audiovisual. For the scissor lift truck up here, we have Jeff Roselli on the controls and his boss Lee Forte from West Seattle's Pacific Rim Equipment Rental on West Marginal Way. For taking our group photo today, high atop the lift truck, we have volunteer Gene Sherrard. Wave to him, Gene. We have video being taken both on the lift truck by volunteer Brad Chrisman and on the ground by Mark Yaroslav. And for covering this event, we have the West Seattle blog. And we also have a couple of volunteers who helped guide you into position this morning, Tasha Miller and Dave Roccavino. Let's give them all a round of applause. Okay, now we're just going to hear a brief word from your principals about why they wanted you to come here today. And first we have the principal of Alki Elementary School, Shannon Stanton. Please welcome Shannon Stanton. They've just informed me that they are going to do it together. So we have Shannon Stanton of Alki, and we have Assistant Principal Leora Minkin from Schmitz Park. Please welcome them both.
Good morning, boys and girls, parents, volunteers, community members, staff members who have joined us here today. We'd like to thank everyone for contributing to this event. And as Mr. Eel said, why did we want you to come here today? The reason why is we are so lucky and fortunate to live in a community where we can celebrate our past and use that to learn and plan for our future.
So today marks the beginning of the restoration of the building you see behind me, and we are all so excited to be able to be here to witness the beginning of this moment in history, and we plan to come back in 2 years' time to see it upon its completion.
As well as this is a representation of how we are all part of the same community. And so it's a joy and a pleasure for us to join together to meet one another and to celebrate this event as one West Seattle community.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Laura and Shannon. Now, we want you to meet the owner of the Alki Homestead. Now, when I spoke at your assemblies earlier this week, do you all remember the meaning of the word restoration? What it means to restore something? It means to fix it back up the way it was when it started. And this building needs a lot of fixing up. 6 years ago, it was damaged by fire. And 6 years, it is sat. And now, today, with some of the new logs on display before you, marks the beginning of its restoration. This is a big job. It takes someone with courage and someone with vision. The vision to make sure this log building, only one of 3 that's left in Alki, will be around when all of you grow up, and for your own children to see, and for their children to see. It also helps if the guy doing the work is a nice guy. So now we want you to meet the owner of the homestead, Dennis Schilling. Dennis, would you please step forward so we can honor you? And students, let me hear you say 3 times in a row, thank you, Dennis. Terrific, terrific. Now, before we get to our 2 office holders, I want you to hear another expression of gratitude. And this is from Seattle's Native American tribe, the Duwamish. Cecile Hansen, the chair of the tribe, could not be with us here this morning, so she sent us along this message. This is Cecile speaking. She says, "We are happy to offer this blessing from the indigenous tribe of Seattle to the Alki and Schmitz Park elementary students and honored guests, local elected officials, and Mr. Dennis Schilling, the owner of the Alki Homestead. Our community gives gratitude to Mr. Schilling's mission to restore the landmark Fir Lodge Alki Homestead building. And we give thanks to our Creator for this special occasion to come together as a community on Alki and as a part of Greater Seattle. Most of all, we are thankful for the nice weather that is given to us on this spring day, and may we all say amen. Okay, now I'm privileged to introduce our two office holders. Each one will speak very briefly. The first one is a longtime West Seattleite who is completing 12 years on the Seattle City Council. Would you please welcome the man who also is on our advisory council and has helped so much behind the scenes on this project, Tom Rasmussen.
Thank you, Clay. Well, we have all worked together for many years now to find the right owner who will actually restore this building. And do you know what this building was to begin with? Someone used to live here. This was their home 111 years ago. And then, you know what it became? A really, really good restaurant. And what was their most famous dish? Fried chicken dinner. So what do we want? Fried chicken dinner. Bring back the chicken. And if this does become a restaurant, which would be my dream, then in about 2 years we'll all be coming here for fried chicken dinner, or perhaps the county executive will come here for fried tofu dinner. But I just want to thank the schools for bringing the children here today. We're going to be taking a photograph. Your photograph will be in the history books. So smile wide and keep your eyes wide open, and then you'll have a wonderful photograph to look at 100 years from now, or to show your children 100 years from now, or your grandchildren. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Clay, and everyone else for making this day happen. And now I would like to introduce our county executive, Val Constantine.
Just so you know, Dow is more than just our county executive. He's in his 18th year of holding public office. He was born and grew up a few blocks up the hill from here. He attended Schmitz Park School, and he intends to live in West Seattle for the rest of his life. Now please welcome Dow Constantine.
How's everybody doing? How's Alki over there? So yes, I went to Schmitz Park, and our house sits right on the border between Alki and Lafayette now. So it depends on which door our daughter goes out in 4 years to head to elementary school, where she'll end up going. I'm so glad there were only half as many of us at Schmitz Park when I was there. We didn't have any portables at all. I know you're going to do school pretty soon, so congratulations on that. Remember to smile for the photograph, because 100 years from now, somebody's going to be looking at this and going, why is that one kid frowning? I don't want to see that. This building has been a part of West Seattle history for just about ever. The Homestead building was here when I was a kid in West Seattle. It was here when I had my first job right over here at Spud. It was a restaurant that people went to on special occasions. And it's been said, a lot of people older than me, and there are a couple, remember it too. They remember a building that has been here through all these changes. In fact, this place was here really before most of the neighborhood. If you can imagine a few little houses and some trees. And now look at bustling West Seattle, but here is a wonderful reminder of our past. By being here today, you're now a part of that history. You're going to be a permanent part of Alki Homestead history and West Seattle history. So I hope you remember this day for a long time. I hope you remember posing for the picture for a long time, and I hope you remember to smile. Let's get on with it. Clay.
Thank you, Dow. Thank you. Now, before we take this group photo, I want you to know something. You have a gift today. The Southwest Seattle Historical Society is making sure that every one of you will have a keepsake so that you can remember today. And your teachers will give it to you either later today or next week. And what it is a commemorative color postcard, and it shows the Homestead building from 100 years ago. And it says on the back, I was there when the homestead restoration began. I was there. So your teachers will be getting these to you later. And so if you're here, let's prove it. This is the moment we've been waiting for, the group photo. So everyone in the audience, please turn around in your seats. Turn around if you're standing. You all can stand, but what I want to make sure is... Okay, everybody, this is a good suggestion. Could you please sit down where you are? Please sit down. The reason is everybody will be visible that way. The photo is being taken from a high enough angle that if you all sit down, now if you have a baseball hat on, your eyes will be hidden and your face won't be in the photo. If you have sunglasses on, this is the time to take them off and make sure that you can see our photographer, Gene Sherrard, who is high up there. And I want everyone to stay in place. If you cannot see the blue truck, it cannot see you. Now those folks around the tree, are you okay? Can you all see the blue truck? Is everybody else able to crane your necks up there? You got to be able to see Gene or you won't be in the photo. I'm going to wait just a few more seconds so you can get in position. This is important. We can only do this once. Make sure you can see Gene. So Gene, do you have any last minute instructions? Could everybody please be quiet and listen to Gene? He's got a booming voice, but he needs to be heard.
Okay, can you all hear me? All right, well, a lot of you were here the last time we took a picture when we raised the totem pole, right? Well, you all looked wonderful in your great t-shirts representing your schools. And you look marvelous from up here. I wish you could all see it, but you will soon. So, as Clay said, I can't see you if you're right behind that little tree right there. So maybe you could scooch back a little ways until you can see me. The camera can't look through the tree. We don't have X-ray cameras yet that can do that.
Please
all right.
Quickly.
So, when you can all see me, I can see you.
Make sure you can see Gene. You can see his face. If you can see his face, then he'll see you. His camera will see you. Don't be hiding behind anything.
All right. You look really wonderful. Let's all have a cheer for all of you. Give yourselves a cheer. Okay, we're going to take the photo, and right now I want you all to look up at me, and I know it's bright, but look up at me and don't shield your eyes. Don't do this or I can't see your face. Okay.
No shielding the eyes, no sunglasses, no baseball hats.
All right, here we go now. Here we go, we'll make it fast. Okay, there's so many of you. I need to take 2 photos. And I will do it all the way across and then put them together. But right now, look up at me, and I'm going to do this a couple times, and then I'm going to have you all wave at me. But wait, don't wave yet. Here we go. Okay, everyone, smile up at me, and here we go. One side. And the middle, and the far side. Okay, and we'll do it again. Everyone look up at me. One side, and the middle, and the far side. And now everyone raise your hands in the air. That looks great. Good job.
Are we done, Gene? All right, thank you so much, everyone. Here's hoping in another year or two when the building's fixed up and brand new, and hoping we can all come back for another group hug for the homestead. Thank you for coming today.
Let's go down. Could be. All right.
Good to see.
See you, sir.
Good thing you have a powerful voice. That's
Yeah. Well, now I got to go teach a theater class. So, do you need to hang on to this for a little bit?
No, I do not.
It takes a lot of